This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Dave.
And I'm Ian, and this is our show.
Why are you so bad at fantasy Formula F1?
Welcome, everyone, to Team Clearcoat. We are a car show. We don't really even talk about Formula One really that much.
The F stands for really bad at Formula One.
My name is Ian. That's Dave over there.
Fantasy.
Yeah, Formula One's really not that big of a deal.
Really? Yeah. No, nobody cares about it?
No.
No. Ian.
Yes.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. It has been an eventful few weeks.
It certainly has. Also, why are you so bad at Formula F1?
One race, Dave.
Ask me a thing about Formula F1. Ask me something.
Okay.
Ask me who won.
Who won this last race?
No idea. Does that make it better that you lost to me?
No, it makes it significantly worse. Because it was legitimately, and I'm not just saying this because we're talking about this race in particular, it was legitimately a crazy race that was really fun to watch.
Every time you say that about a race, and I've watched it, it has been the exact opposite.
But Dave,
it's
I'm
like,
telling you.
so-and-so got a lug nut in the pit lane.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. There was crashes. There was just like crazy circumstances and things blowing up at the front of the field, and a back marker like way up in the point standings. It had a little of everything. It was pretty crazy.
And I'm still better at you than Fantasy F1.
You're not better than me at Fantasy F1. Because if you look
I think the results speak for themselves. Yeah.
If you look at the whole, let's pull this up. Let's show the ladies and gentlemen what happened.
Okay.
So if you didn't watch the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I didn't watch it.
I know. If you didn't watch the Grand Prix of Azerbaijan, then you missed out on a crazy race. But also, we play this fantasy F1 game
that Ian's bad at.
that I was bad at this week. And basically, this week was one of those weeks where, like, the high score is normally, like,
300
well into the 200 range.
Yeah. And I know because I'm really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time, the global high score was like 195.
Right.
So it was just a chaotic race. Nobody's predictions were right.
Right.
It was just insane. And and so Dave beat me this week. But if we look at the overall standing, so that's me right there.
Yeah, the Team Clearcoat Whiskey factions, Ian. Oh, and what's this right above him?
Yeah.
Team Clearcoat Taffy Lovers. Who's that?
Yeah, very good. You beat me.
Who is that? Who could that be? Somebody that just goes, oh, I'm not going to pick Lewis Hamilton. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to pick Sebastian Vettel.
Who did you have on your team?
Let's look. Let's look at my predictions for the race.
Let's look.
Kimmy, because he's Kimmy.
Right, and that turned out to be an okay pick.
Yeah. I have Force India.
Yeah, and that was good.
Yeah.
Your podium. Yeah.
Yeah. Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sainz?
Carlos Sainz.
Carlos. Oh, so he's named after his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most winning rally drivers of all time. Good stock. Comes from good stock.
Yeah.
Ian. And I know that because I'm good at fantasy F1.
Shut up.
Are you trying to figure out how to hack
I'm
the
pulling
database
up
right now?
I'm pulling up the actual results.
Here, Ian, look, we'll just go to results up here, Ian. Come on. What are you doing, buddy? Here.
Well,
look.
no, those are my results.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell that you've never really used this website, have you? No, the Lewis Hamilton won. Which I took him off of my team this week because of course I did. Kimi Räikkönen got second, and Sergio Perez of Force India, which is how you scored a lot of points, got third.
I know that.
And then Sainz got fifth.
Okay.
Which is, really pretty good. Who else did you have in your team?
Kimi.
Kimmy. So you got second place there.
And
You got fifth place, and then do you have Leclerc?
No, I had Ocon. He's on my team.
Oh, that didn't go well for you.
Well, Ian.
Yeah.
It went better for me than it did for you.
Yes.
So
very good.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I know.
that didn't go well for you, except for that it went better for me than it did you. Ian, why are you so bad at Fantasy F1?
I am not good at fantasy. It's so frustrating. I routinely make changes to my team that are like the exact wrong change to make.
So I'm a big fan of the TV show The League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah. And so we're done talking about Fantasy F1. But so I'm not a very sportsing person, except obviously for Fantasy F1, which I have a complete natural talent at.
Hold on a
so
second.
much better than you. Let
show,
me finish my
give
thought.
Me the thing.
Let me finish my thought. I'm not a sportsing person, right? But I enjoy things like The League because you see the personalities and the things that are attributed to people that play these fantasy sports. So you're a nitpicker, Ian. You're a fiddler.
I'm a fiddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what were you fiddling? Because more than likely you came across a winning scenario, something that would have beat me, which isn't hard. Yeah. That's just how bad you are.
Well, no, if I had just kept Hamilton on my team, rather than putting Vettel in,
right?
I definitely would have beat you.
You certainly would have.
But I didn't do that.
Right. Yeah. It's not hard to beat me, Ian. I'm in last place.
Yeah, I know.
All I did was pick drivers that didn't say shitty things about the grid girls going away.
Well, no, you picked drivers who didn't say shitty things about the grid girls going away in English.
Well, Kimmy didn't say anything
because he doesn't say anything about anything.
Safe bet.
He could internally be a Nazi, and we would have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's no outward representation of that whatsoever through his actions, words, restaurant choices, financial decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
No, fair enough.
Yeah. So why are you so bad at Formula F1?
Okay, well, but if you look at the overall standings for the season so far, this was one race.
Yeah, it was one race, but probably the start of a trend.
The frustrating thing is that there was one thing in this race that I would have liked to have talked to you about.
Okay.
But you refused to watch the races.
What do you want to talk to me about?
I wanted to talk about Verstappen versus Ricciardo.
Okay.
They are teammates, and they crashed into each other a bunch of times.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Why did they do that?
Well, I have a theory, but I wanted to hear yours. But now we can't talk about it.
Tell me your theory.
I think that Max Verstappen is a spoiled little brat, and
pardon me,
and just made very bad decisions.
Well, we know that. How old is he? Like 7?
Yeah,
right.
He is a fetus.
Right, but and oh god, wrong thing to pick. So Verstappen, I know he's the one that 1 season ago, 2 seasons ago, had the crazy drive in the rain in Germany,
Brazil,
something.
I think maybe.
Right?
I can't remember.
See, look, sports knowledge.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a young kid.
Yeah.
He said shitty stuff about grid girls going away in English.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, but they're all 20-year-old millionaires.
Right.
They're all idiots.
So if your theory is that he's a spoiled brat, what are the competing theories?
Well, so here's the thing: is that they actually crashed each other out of the race.
Okay.
And so Verstappen was blocking Ricciardo left and right for the whole Grand Prix.
Okay.
And Ricciardo is a genius on the brakes. He's ridiculous. He will just brake incredibly way too late.
Okay. And just pull it out.
And it just works.
Okay.
Verstappen is known for, and actually they had to implement a rule because of him, and they call it the Verstappen rule.
Okay.
He's known for moving in the braking zone.
Okay.
So the rule is in most motorsports that are wheel to wheel, if you once you enter the braking zone,
Okay.
and you're ahead, you can't move once you're in the braking zone. So basically, you have to pick your line, and once you start braking, that's it. You can't block from there.
Okay.
Because the idea is that you're both braking as late as you can,
Right.
and if you move, you're just going to cause an accident.
Right. Right.
So
You
Ricardo,
have to hold your line.
right? So Ricardo was trying to outbrake him into turn one over and over and over again. Excuse me.
We're both very gassy tonight, ladies and
it's
gentlemen.
not good.
Yeah.
And he was going. Verstappen kept forcing him to the outside, so he was going around the outside, and it just wasn't working.
Okay.
So right towards the end of the race, he decided he sold him a dummy, and
Okay.
Verstappen started moving. Verstappen started braking. Ricardo, like he does, waited like 3 more seconds before he started braking,
Right.
and then Verstappen moved back over on him
Gotcha.
in the braking zone, and Ricardo was going way faster at that point and
Sure.
just smashed into the back of him
Okay.
and took them both out of the Grand Prix. And they were running 3rd and 4th at the time.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Okay.
And one of them probably because of things that happened later, like maybe could have won
Right.
the race.
Right. Right.
And then that threw the rest of the field into chaos because it was a safety car.
Sure. Sure.
But anyway, it's hard to blame someone who's in front for for someone running into them, but I'm doing it anyway.
No, I get that, but also I have questions that I think at a higher level, right? Like if I apply my limited karting knowledge, the reason somebody's constantly behind you is that they're faster than you.
Right. And, you're supposed to be competitive, and I get that, but it's his teammate.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And they should race each other.
Well,
But the level to which that they were racing each other was crazy.
if he's just blocking him over a certain period of time, at some point you just have to say, look, you're not faster today.
Yeah, but Red Bull is famously not doesn't do team orders with these two.
Oh, they don't do team orders.
Right.
So it's just every man for themselves.
Right.
So then it doesn't matter if they're teammates.
But it does, though.
No,
Because,
it doesn't. Not if there's no team orders.
Right, but they still basically, they still have sponsors and stuff that they're upsetting.
Yeah, but if there's no team orders.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, a couple $1 million on the tube, I guess. Dave says it's okay.
No, I think not having team orders is kind of dumb in this regard.
Yeah, no, I
Right.
agree.
Yeah, because it should be managed the whole reason it's a team is that it should be managed as a team,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
know
don't
there's
really.
downsides to team orders. I know that.
Yeah, I think team orders.
Can be bullshit.
Yeah, and they do negatively affect the racing and like the spectating of the racing, but they're not always a bad thing. Case in point.
Right, right.
So, anyway.
Yeah. You're bad at Formula F1.
I'm in second place.
Yeah, but you weren't last week
Yeah, I was.
in the race. You were below me,
Oh.
Ian.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ian?
Uh-huh.
Ian,
Yes.
I don't want to kick a man. I don't want to use either one of my 2 able legs to kick a man while he's down. But
I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it anyway. You're bad at Formula F1.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're never going to hear the end of this.
I know.
Second, Ian,
Yes.
let's talk about something else. Let's talk about pleasant things because you've had some life changes happen, Ian.
Yes.
You've birthed another human into the world.
Well, I didn't birth another human.
Well,
Someone
you
else did
had
that.
something to do with it, hopefully.
Well, yes, I did. I did.
Why
It's
did
been
you
a-
look up into the...
It's been a very, very busy
Yeah.
few months for me.
Yeah.
And I told Jenny, the way I put it was that I feel like I've been spinning plates
Uh-huh.
for like 3 or 4 months,
Right.
and the largest and most complicated one to keep spinning just started shitting and demanding a college fund.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, baby Gus, August. We're
Well-
calling him Gus for short.
Yeah. Welcome, August Jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a chunky little guy, and fortunately a pretty good sleeper so far. I obviously am very excited and very exhausted.
Yeah.
He will be 3 weeks old tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
So I have had approximately 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Since then. But I do want to tell a story about when I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And Dave knows about this because I texted him immediately when it happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up my thread. You start laying the exposition there, Aaron Sorkin.
Okay. So we are in the hospital, and I think this was before Jenny was in labor, but then we ended up in a C-section. But so we were kind of waiting around for the doctors to get their stuff together and the OR and everything else.
Right.
So we're just kind of chilling and waiting. And I was in a full conversation with my wife, like completely locked in. Like we were both saying full sentences.
Right.
We were having a real adult conversation.
Okay.
And in the background, I hear this announcement, which was no shit, going through the entire hospital for about an hour after this, on repeat.
First of all, what hospital were you in that still uses overhead paging? Like that's as someone who works in healthcare, that's basically like an old timey there's probably still asbestos in that hospital.
Well, you know what? I am so happy that they did.
Okay.
Because
it did give the world a second gift that day.
I promise you, the announcement through the hospital was, will the owner of a gray Volkswagen please move their vehicle? License plate, PH. And at this point, I'm like, no fucking way. And Jenny is still talking, and I have tuned her out completely.
Yeah.
Because there's no way the person who's about to give birth to my child has anything important to say that could rival what's about to happen here. A. Oh, fuck. E. Oh, my God. T-O-N. License plate. P-H-A-E-T-O-N. Move your vehicle. It is parked illegally and will be towed. That repeated, and I was just cracking up. I was dying laughing.
Right.
And then you start thinking through the scenarios.
Right. You start painting the picture.
For anyone who's a shit speller.
Yeah.
The license plate was Phaeton.
Oh, no.
So it's a gray Volkswagen Phaeton with the license plate Phaeton.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Jetta.
Right.
So that's option number one.
Well, no. It's a gray Volkswagen Phaeton with the license plate Phaeton. Unless it's not.
Right. Which is almost better.
Right? Any way you color that, it makes a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It is.
And then I started thinking the scenarios, there must be some plausible explanation because the owner didn't run right out there and move it.
Yeah.
They repeated this it went on for an hour.
Here, let's read our text thread.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have it up. So.
Oh, okay. Scroll back to April 12th at 1948.
Oh, so it was after we were the baby was, which makes it worse that I was paying attention to this instead of whatever was going on in the room, which was clearly more important.
Sorry, I mean it was April 8th.
I found it.
Okay. All right. You read your parts, I'll read mine.
Okay.
I
shit you not, the announcement through the whole hospital being repeated for the last hour, and then will the owner of the gray Volkswagen please remove their plate?
Ha ha ha! Will they move it? Question mark. Can they move it? Question mark. Nope. Yeah.
And then I like your next one too.
Well, but you have a line, Ian. Line.
Oh, but just what are the odds?
The Volkswagen Phaeton. It's the city's problem now.
And I replied that the license plate only says Phaeton because electrical failure wouldn't fit.
Right? And I said, Ian, I don't know if you thought of this yet. You had. But it's possible that it's actually just a Jetta. Imagine a person getting a Phaeton sprung for the personalized plate, but the car was such a dumpster fire, but they got rid of it, but they were too lazy to change the plate. So like it could have been on a Chrysler Sebring convertible.
Yeah. And I was a few steps ahead of you because
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I definitely considered that."
Yeah.
I had many scenarios running through my head, including that this maniac was working as an organ transplanter or organ transporter in a Phaeton.
The hubris.
And they had the car outside because this is one of their usual stops, so they had some spare parts stashed around the hospital. And they were in a mad dash to collect them all before the car got towed.
Right.
And then I said, "Have I mentioned there's a surprising amount of downtime with a newborn?"
And so so in hospitals, I don't know if you've seen them. There's a few different vendors for these, but there's one vendor called Pixis, and they make these scrub distribution vending machines. So like you badge it and you pick your size of scrubs. You get them like the old timey sandwich doors. you know?
Okay.
Right. I just picture like the organ transplant guy running up to a Pixis machine, like badging it and
Just a
opening
fuse box.
just a fuse box. Just badges it again, and he's like a math sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like 10 minutes to go on the heart that's in the cooler in his car.
yeah, exactly. But he's inside getting coil packs. Right.
And he could have just been
What they
yeah, they could have just been. I mean, I do think like the amount of hubris required
right,
and idiocy required is probably a dude.
100% a dude.
But they could have also just broken down.
Yeah, they could. That just could be where they pushed it
Right.
when it was rolling to a stop.
Yeah. And they're down the street at the 7-Eleven calling AAA.
Right. And Volkswagen Phaeton. Here's good. Yeah. I promise if I ever get a Volkswagen Phaeton, I will figure out how to get Kid Icarus or Kids Icarus or Icarus on the license plate.
You need to.
I promise. Because I am going to own one someday.
Yeah.
You know it. The Venn diagram of Phaeton and Dave will cross at some point.
I know.
Right?
I just love that it was while I was there.
Right. Of all time. Well,
It could have been every week.
They could have been blasting that they could have been blasting that overhead page since 2006.
or they just live 2 blocks from there, and that's just the bottom of the hill.
Right.
They live 2 blocks uphill from the hospital.
You're exactly right.
And so that just every other week.
This is the equivalent of where you see all the bike shares getting ditched because it's a big hill. Like in neighborhoods, like sometimes you'll just see them all piled up, like, and you're like, oh, well, there's a big hill there. Nobody wants to ride up it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, they're like, fuck this bike. I'll get another one at the top. Yeah, the Volkswagen Phaeton, the unreliable bike share of cars. Yeah.
I mean, there's no scenario that's not hilarious.
No, it's comedy gold.
I mean, even just its existence.
Yeah.
With that license plate.
Oh man.
In 2018.
Right. I love whoever got the license plate for that. We need them on the show.
It's amazing.
If you happen to be the person and you hear this,
and you've gotten your car out of impound.
yes, TeamClearCoat@gmail.com. I'm not saying that it's impossible, because the fact that you, Ian, were there when that car was and the overhead page was going on, that means there's some magic in the world, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, that person needs to hear this.
I agree.
Get in the blanket fort right there.
There.
Right
here.
there.
Here.
There.
There.
Yeah.
There.
Ian.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. That needs to happen.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Ian.
Dave, that does bring me though
To an FMK Cars?
To an FMK Cars.
FMK Cars is a game that Ian and I play on the show. It's that classic game, Fuck, Marry, Kill, but instead of playing it with people, we play it with cars because we're nice. Ian, in this game, F means you drive it for a day. You hit it and quit it. M means you marry it. It's your daily driver.
Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it. It stays parked in that hospital parking lot.
Yeah.
Ian, K means you kill it. You send it to the crusher immediately. Ian's going to give me 3 cars. I'm going to decide FMK.
Okay. This one is called Now Announcing the Moron Who Bought This Thing.
Well done. Well done, Ian.
Cars with a public announcement twist.
Okay.
So in this, you're going to get a car, which will become evident. I'm just going to do the public announcement.
Okay.
That gets played wherever you go.
Okay.
So every grocery store stop, every time you're at work, anytime you're at the hospital,
Sure.
funeral homes.
Anytime I'm dragging you for being worse at Formula F1 than me.
Yeah, at wherever you are, where other people live. So the only place you're insulated from this is at home.
Okay. Okay. Do you notice I keep calling it Formula F1?
I know you do. I was gonna let it go. All right.
Okay, Ian.
Yeah. The first one.
Okay.
The first announcement.
Okay.
Will the owner of the Rolls-Royce Phantom please move their car from the space marked Employee of the Month?
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So anywhere I go, any setting,
Yeah.
no matter what,
There's
hear-
always an Employee of the Month spot there
Pretty
for
much.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's one at the gym.
Right.
But it is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here, this is the Phantom I want.
I do want to. I want to interrupt my own FMK cars for a
Okay,
second because
yeah.
I do have a story that I forgot I wanted to tell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So when I've mentioned this before on the show, but when I was in Oklahoma, when I lived in Oklahoma City, I worked at a film festival for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
And working at a film festival, it's a nonprofit and it's the arts, so you end up kind of interacting with the wealthy people in the
Sure.
city.
Yep.
And this one time we were having an event, and I don't even remember what the event was or if it was connected to the, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't
Okay.
matter. It was an event. It was downtown, and there was a guy there who I knew from the film festival,
Okay.
and he is an asshole. He's a total douche.
Okay.
But he has amazing taste in cars.
That
and
happens a lot.
A lot of money.
Okay.
And at this event, I knew that he had driven his Vanquish.
Okay.
His Aston Martin
Yeah.
Vanquish.
Yeah.
And I saw it outside, and I knew it was his. And they made an announcement.
Okay.
And it was one of those weird place. It was a weird bar where it was kind of split into 2 rooms, and like the PA system didn't work in one of them.
Sure.
It was a strange venue that closed down like 3 minutes after we left. But they made an announcement. Will the owner of a silver Aston Martin please move their car?
Okay.
They're about to get towed.
Okay.
And of course he didn't hear it.
Right.
And so I went out of my way and I found him.
Okay.
And I said, name redacted, your Vanquish is about to get towed.
Okay.
Didn't say thank you. Didn't say anything, just dashed out past me, which is fine.
No, it's not.
He ended up getting into like a yelling match with the tow truck driver who was already there.
Sure.
I was standing outside. I saw it. He ended up getting out of it because, of course, he did.
Sure.
He again never said thank you to me, and also never bothered to learn my name or who I was, even though we met dozens of times after.
Of course.
That. So I just wanted to. This is the man that I have in mind when I hear these sorts of announcements played over the loudspeaker, and I can imagine. Can you imagine the workers where you're at?
Yeah.
If you parked your Rolls-Royce Phantom,
Uh-huh.
like you would be guillotined.
Yes.
Is what they call that.
Yes. Yeah. How often does this announcement play?
Every time you go one place.
Okay.
So like once wherever you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the first one was the Rolls-Royce Phantom in the Employee of the Month spot.
Okay. All
which
right.
is pretty hilarious. I
Yeah.
think. All right.
Attention. Owner of the Jaguar XK120, please report to the manager's office. An oil slick from your car has caused someone to slip. Bring cat litter.
Okay. All right.
It's gorgeous, but I mean, it's never gonna work.
Right. An XK120.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. Used to be the fastest car in the world.
Okay. Okay. All right. Jag oil. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. What else you got for me?
That one could be potentially, like, depending on how litigious the person is,
Right.
that could be an issue.
That could be bad. I was going to say, so somebody actually does slip. Huh?
Someone slips. They don't always get hurt.
Right.
You know.
Every now and then they just take a knee.
It could even be comical sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yakety sax plays.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We need the owner of the beige 1998 Toyota Camry to move their car to a more secure area. Someone left a large pile of cash in your passenger seat.
You get a large pile of cash in your passenger seat, but people announce it to the world.
Oh, no, Ian, I can't. Oh, Camry and cash. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting drowsy just looking at the picture of it.
That is a car.
I like that it's the CSX version of the Camry, which I don't even know what that is. But, oh, boy. You could put any 3 letters on the back of a Camry, and I would believe it's a legitimate version. Are you looking up what
Of
the
course
CSX
I am.
version is?
Of course I am. I'm looking
you
at the
should announce
CSX.
that you're looking it up.
I'm looking it up.
And narrate it. Ian, what is the CSX version? The Crosby, Stills, and Exhibit?
That's an Australian.
Okay. All right.
That's the Australia version.
Okay.
CSX.
Okay.
Automatic transmission was standard on the CSX.
I think this is I think this is Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah, Victoria on the move. Yeah.
Well, Victoria could also be
True.
Australian.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's Australian.
Okay.
That is I'm looking at the same picture on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Yeah, that's from Australia.
Ian.
Yes.
I'm killing the Camry.
Really? With free cash?
With free cash.
That you could use to pay for your lawsuits for the XK120.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, free money.
Ian?
Yeah.
For a day, I will drive the XK120.
Okay.
For a day.
Yeah.
I will risk somebody hurting themselves for a day.
Yeah, lawyer up.
Yeah, and then I will marry and
Really?
deal with the consequences of the employee of the month parking.
Uh-huh.
We used to have this guy at somewhere that I worked that was an awful employee, and his name was Employee of the Month. His nickname was Employee of the Month.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He called himself that.
I'm looking forward to you losing the class war.
Yeah.
The coming class war.
Yeah, yeah.
Starting and immediately losing the coming class war.
I show up to the next podcast, I open the door, and I'm just tattered. Covered. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it'd be more motivation to ride the bike, wouldn't it?
I guess it would be.
What would you do? You would use the Camry as the Jag
yeah, I don't know.
legal fund?
No, I think I would do the rolls for a day.
Okay.
And if I'm honest, I would marry the Jag.
You're right. Yeah.
And just roll around with a trunk full of cat litter.
Right. And you don't have emotions or care about others.
Well, I do, but you know.
I know, I'm just joking.
I'll put slippery signs out around the
Piso Mojado. No, just wet floor signs.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a beautiful Jaguar.
It's gorgeous.
Right?
It's one of the most beautiful cars ever.
Yeah, that's amazing. Ian, why did we stop covering up the rear wheels of cars? Turns out that was not a good idea to do. No, stuff gets up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gunk.
Snow.
Yeah. Right?
Children.
Snakes. Planes.
What are we doing next?
Ian, hang on. Oh, God, my laptop fell asleep. Ian.
Yeah.
We need to talk about how unfortunate it is that you are in a position where I am better at Formula FF1 than you. The proof is in the numbers, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we need to talk about your unfortunate aspects of your athletic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Ian.
Yes.
For anybody on the YouTube, and you should watch this on YouTube, would you do me a favor and hold up your left foot to the camera?
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see how limber you are, buddy.
I mean, the answer is not very. I'm going to injure my other foot.
That would be great. this is what we call the boot of awesomeness. Ian here, he's got a little tire tread on the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many hops per gallon you got on that thing?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah?
Yeah. I may have slightly broken my ankle.
You may have.
And by slightly I mean completely.
While you were rocking
Saving
your
a
newborn
baby-
baby to sleep.
Saving a baby from a fire.
True. And not pushing ninjas into, I don't know.
I was doing that too.
Big
doing that
meat
too.
grinder
Doing
that
that
we're
too.
going to,
Yep.
something. Yeah.
I was also
You were in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Secret Service.
uh-huh.
You were protecting her from an attacker, a
Yep.
crazy person.
Extreme sex accidents. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No, it was I attempted to play soccer after the age of 30. And more embarrassingly, it was I was playing soccer with my 3-year-old. So here's what happened. So Katie, friend of the show, Katie.
Yes, we love Katie. We
And
love
I-
Katie and we love Lauren. Yeah.
Are both, former soccer players.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Katie played soccer. Okay.
Yeah. So
sure.
we were kicking the ball around with Nico.
Sure.
And we were he was chasing the ball around. We were kicking it back and forth. We were at Cheeseman Park,
Right.
here in Denver, and I was wearing just the worst shoes ever. Like like holes in the soles and
Probably what you have on the other foot.
no, this is a good shoe. This was a hiking boot.
Oh, okay.
This would have been helpful actually
Okay.
in this scenario. And so Nico thinks it's really funny when I run at full speed,
Okay.
like when I come up behind him and run at full speed.
Okay.
So he had kicked the ball to Katie, and he was facing Katie, and I was standing behind him. They were
Sure.
like all in a row. So I blew past Nico at full
Just a gray streak.
sprint.
You are faster than me at full sprint. Yeah,
I'm
you're
quick.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really are.
I
Yeah.
am quick, even for these tiny little legs.
They move.
It's like a little cartoon blur.
Yeah.
So I'm like full tilt, and I was gonna steal the ball from Katie and just kind of like, I was dicking around
Right.
like you do. And except I started I went to slow down, and I had zero grip, and I started sliding
on the grass.
on the grass. But we had that big windstorm,
Sure.
so there's just sticks everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So my left foot caught one of the sticks and stopped, and then the rest of my fat ass didn't, and so it twisted, and
How many pops did you hear?
I had 3 distinct loud pops.
Oh.
And I had time to think as I was falling down, like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I heard pop, 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 and I went, oh no,
Yeah.
and went down to the ground.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was that I've never heard the pop before,
Yeah.
and I knew exactly what it was.
I've heard it once the first time I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it makes you shudder.
Yeah. It wasn't good. And I think I went to the hospital and did that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably an abundance of caution because it's already feeling a lot better.
Sure.
So they took an x-ray and they were like, "Oh, you broke a piece of your ankle off."
Right.
And so I went to the orthopedic doctor on Monday.
Right. Yeah.
The day afterwards, and I told them the history of that I had broken that ankle once before.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And so he looked at he checked everything out and felt my foot and
Yeah.
looked at and did some more x-rays and stuff, and he was like, "Well, you probably broke your ankle, but that could have just been like rattling around in there for 20 years
Uh-huh.
from the last time you broke it,
Sure.
and you could just have ligament damage, But
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like anything's ruptured, like doesn't think like anything's really really bad. I
Right.
probably don't need surgery.
Okay.
Probably be in this stupid boot for a couple of weeks and then do some physical therapy and be good."
So there was a word that you used in there, probably don't need surgery, probably physical therapy.
Yeah.
Tell me what you were thinking about doing this weekend.
All right. So, in my defense, I'll just go into it. So, I'm already feeling better. I'm already like able to walk around my house a little bit without the boot on. It doesn't hurt when I do that. It's feeling really good. I was thinking, I'm already registered for this karting race. I could just tape the shit out of it, or get like a smaller, slightly more flexible brace, and do the kart race.
You're insane.
But
You're insane.
But I really want to do the kart.
First of all, you never push recovery. You never push recovery. The long-term effects of pushing recovery are far too harsh.
But I want to go karting.
Yeah,
Dave.
okay, fine, Mr. Instant Gratification. Go karting. Go karting. And then when you're hobbling around on your stump of a leg 5 years from now, don't come crying to me. Ian, you never push recovery time. Also, do you think that there's some magical ace bandage origami that you're going to be able to pull that keeps that from getting messed up? You have to wear an orthopedic boot right now.
Here's the thing with me, though, is that in my life I've been injured a lot of times because I'm an idiot. Following that theme, I have always pushed recovery.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah,
Every time.
That's awful.
It's always worked out.
Has it?
Well, no.
Hey, it's always worked out. Has it? No, it actually has not, if I'm being honest. Ian, never push recovery.
My ankles take, like an old Italian car that you need to warm up the oil in the morning. It just takes a little while for them to work.
Do you want that to be your life?
Well, I mean, it already is.
Yeah, so let's make it worse.
But karting.
Yeah, they're going to have another kart race.
Yeah.
This is not the last kart race known to man.
Yeah.
Ian, dude, if you go to this kart race, I'm not even showing up.
Okay.
I'm not even going.
Okay, I won't do it.
Ian. Ian, I care about your recovery. Dude.
I know I shouldn't do it. I know.
Why would you even entertain the possibility?
I'm just gonna see how I feel on Friday.
Ian, it's Wednesday. Bones heal in 4 days.
Well, this one may not have healed in 20 years.
I don't even know what we're doing here. I don't even know what we're doing here. Ian, I can't convince you. I will tell you that is an insane thing to do that could possibly impact you for the rest of your life.
Okay. Yeah. That's true.
Ian.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about it later.
As in, you somehow think that there's a way to convince me. What would you tell me?
You're not the boss of me.
No, I'm not. But I've been through 2 ACLs.
That's true.
I've been through a horrible ankle sprain where the doctor went, you'd be better off breaking it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Ian. I have a broken toe that didn't heal right, so lefty can't quite bend all the way. Yeah. So yeah, Ian.
So you're against it then, is what I'm getting. I shouldn't go karting.
If you
Do you think I could do it with the boot on? That's a good brake feel, right?
Yeah.
Not being able to bend your foot.
100%. Yeah.
It's either on or off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you taping it up, you'd still need to bend your foot.
But in a controlled,
Oh,
taped up
I've
manner.
seen you fix a car. There's no way you can fix a foot.
I'm pretty good with an ace bandage. Because I've ace bandaged my way through quite a few injuries that I shouldn't have, probably.
Speaking of things you shouldn't do, I have an FMK cars for you, Ian.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So my buddy Joe sent me a text about an article that he saw in which he learned that new Corvette owners, there's a $5,000 option where you can go to the factory and build the engine yourself. You know about this?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Okay, right? And so, like, they give you all the tools, they
Right.
walk through, they help you, do everything. That's something you can do, right? And, like, I don't know. I kind of see the charm in it if you have the extra money. Like, you built that engine. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
right?
it should be $5,000 off the cost of the car.
That's the thing, is that they're getting free labor out of you, right?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, imagine me in a like factory setting. Like, it's going to be $5,000 worth of just of workers' comp
and you
that they're going to have to pay out.
And you think you can somehow rickshaw your ankle into, like, you're gonna have like popsicle sticks and like one of Nico's Hot Wheels like rolled into there. Your ankle's gonna look like Katamari Damacy. Ian,
Yeah.
please, someone. I know Nick Lindy gets that joke. Best PlayStation 2 game ever. Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
in this FMK cars, this one's called Options, Options, Options.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ian, first up, I'll give you a Corvette. Okay?
Okay.
You get to build the engine, but there are no manuals or guidance from the employees.
Okay. So
No.
I have got it. A rolling Corvette chassis. Got it.
And also, well, so it is an LS. The LS is a pretty simple engine,
Mm-hmm.
but right? Let's go ahead and say that the tools you have, right? If you pick up a torque wrench, it is set to the right torque.
Okay.
Okay? It's not up to you to hit the right torques, but it is up to you to actually do all the assembly of the engine. No internet access.
No internet access?
No internet. Not even. I should just give you the VW Vortex forums. I should just firewall you off to that.
I build engine. I'm going to put quotes around build.
I bet there's an LS engine build thread somewhere on VW Vortex.
Probably.
Probably
sure there
multiple, right?
Probably sure there is.
Okay.
Someone's put one into a Phaeton at some point.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's option one.
Okay.
Second, Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Okay? You get to make the clay model of the body. So for anybody who doesn't know, and people are still doing this, they manufacturers used to make full-scale clay models of their cars.
Uh-huh. You've been kind of kind to me here, though.
Tell them about this practice.
Yeah, so they would do
While I look for a
the
picture.
clay model of the car to kind of to shape how the initial design would be.
Uh-huh.
And then they would build the car off of that model.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yeah, like BMW, Aston Martin, a lot of people actually built the car from the clay model,
Yeah.
right? So, in this, you get the Challenger Hellcat.
I mean, at least you got me something that's basically looks like it was carved out of a block of cheese anyway.
True, but with this, whatever you make out of clay, that is the body of your car.
Of just my car, or is that
Just
everyone's?
your car.
Yeah. Okay. I
Just
got
your
it. Yeah,
car.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
0% chance that it's going to be symmetrical.
I was just going to say symmetry. Not your friend.
Not going to happen.
There's just gray hairs in it.
There would be. There would be so many hairs in it.
And then just like an imprint from your boot.
Oh, yeah.
From your orthopedic boot.
And then like you'll be able to see the point at which I got bored.
Yeah, there will be a definitive line where it's just an unfinished block of clay.
Yep.
No, he was just on his phone from then on out.
Firing off some sick tweets.
Said he wanted to go play soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Challenger Hellcat. I'm just pulling up a picture here.
Okay.
Hellcat. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Images. Let's go to images, Ian. I really like the Hellcat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Clay model, Hellcat. You Corvette engine building.
Yeah.
Last, Ian, but not least, I'm going to go ahead and give you a Jag F-Type.
Okay.
All right. You, Ian, you are handed a big-ass spool of wire, and you have to do the entire electrical system. But, Ian, you actually get all of the documentation necessary and all of the wires that you would need.
Okay.
You just have to cut, strip, and and join everything.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
But imagine the quantity of wire in there.
Oh, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Now, can I just say, like, figure out, like, I don't need that feature.
I'll let you do that for, like, the seat heaters or some stuff like that, but
Yeah.
you need to wire ABS sensors.
Oh, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
like the full engine wiring harness,
Yeah.
all the sensors, all of that, and the stereo.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about being able to read a wiring diagram
Right.
or terminate wires.
Right.
I have, however, seen my cable management skills, and I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
I have concerns.
Okay. All right.
So that would be an issue.
But-
Cable management, for anyone who has never had to deal with such things,
Yeah.
is actually a pretty difficult
Yeah.
and an
I'm
impressive thing when people are good at it.
I'm moderate at it.
Yeah.
And I think my work to the normal person is good, but I am only moderate at it.
Yeah. I mean,
I've done some server racks that are flawless, but
yeah.
I've seen better.
But you were it was a stretch for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have done server racks that are atrocious.
How you say atrocious? This is what you would be building right here.
Right.
This is the supercharged V6 wiring harness.
Oh, that's the actual one.
This is the actual part. Yeah,
Nice.
because I mean, you just Jaguar just packs one of these in the trunk when you get the car. They're like,
Here's an
you're
extra.
gonna need this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. So basically, I'm marrying or effing one of the. Okay, I get it. Okay, I'm gonna crush the Corvette where I
Okay.
built the engine because there's no way that goes well.
Okay.
And even if it did go well, that would almost be worse.
Because it would be so unsettling.
It's
like the FMK cars where you gave me where I did a whole brake job in 5 minutes and no extra parts.
Right.
That's just too fast. It's haunting.
It would be.
Yeah.
I would be waiting for something. Like if I drove out of there
Right.
and it blew up on me immediately, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
Right. But if it didn't,
Right. I
Yeah.
would just be waiting for it, and I wouldn't be able to actually enjoy
yeah.
the Corvette.
Right.
It would be terrible. So I've got to kill that.
Okay.
I think for a day I'll drive the Jag that
Okay,
I
that
do
you
the
did the
wiring
wiring?
for
Okay.
because I think it'll work. I think I would make it.
Yeah.
I could make it work.
Yeah, I think you would you put on some music, you'd get in a solid groove,
Absolutely.
punching down stuff into Terminators.
I would do it. I think it would all be connected correctly.
Yeah.
I do not think there's any chance in hell it would be neatly installed.
Right.
Is the problem.
Right.
Which means there'd be weird lumps in the carpet.
Yeah.
The seat wouldn't go where it needs to
Right.
go.
The hood might not shut all the way.
Something would stop working when I turn left.
You'd have to put on the brights to do the horn.
Right. I mean, I would have fitment issues, I
Yeah,
think. I don't know
fit-
that I would I don't think I would
you're
screw
right,
up
you
the
wouldn't
brights and the
cross
horn.
it. Right, but the fitment issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah.
The hood wouldn't quite close.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could deal with that.
Right.
Which means I'm going to marry a car that I have styled.
Yeah.
Which would not go well.
I think it would go very well.
See, and the I want to ask you what you would do, but here's the thing: you would be good at all of these,
Right,
which is annoying.
that's why I made it for you.
Yeah, but there's none of these would go particularly poorly for you. I don't think.
I think if anything, what you said about the Corvette, I think is really good, because I think I might install it, have it built, but then in the back of my mind, like you were saying, it would be like that. Well, that went too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just even the waiting for something to go wrong and knowing it's your fault if it breaks.
Yep. Exactly. That there's no one to blame but yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Ian.
Yes. Like Fantasy F1, you're better at all of these things than me, Dave. I get it.
Ian.
We all like Dave. Everyone likes Dave. I don't know what episode that's from, but that's from a long time ago.
Ian, you would nail the wiring. My ADD would probably get the best of me on the wiring.
Yeah, I would do the wiring. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a cable terminator from way back.
Yeah, Ian, I dropped out of art school. I failed painting.
Whatever. You would knock the clay thing out of the park. You would do a good job with that.
I would do.
It would look better than that thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I don't say so myself. So do I get to start? Do I start with the Challenger shape and then I'm modifying it, or I start with like a solid block of clay and I have to make something that looks like a Challenger?
Yeah, you have to start with a solid brick.
Yeah.
A brick.
That would go so
Yeah.
poorly.
I just picture you like with a hacksaw. Yeah.
It's on fire somehow. How did you light clay on fire?
You know, the clay didn't turn out so well, but this ice sculpture of a swan that he somehow was compelled to do.
Yeah, they're all
fantastic.
people are in the other room and they're like, "Is that a chainsaw?"
You pass out from the chainsaw fumes and just straight into it, like just pouring coffee on it to patch it up. Yeah. Ian. Yeah, I'd marry the Hellcat. Yeah, for sure. And then I think I'd do the Jag for a day. Yeah. But the Corvette would be unsettling.
It would be.
Yeah, right?
It'd be very unsettling.
Yeah.
You know. And then the worst thing that could happen with the Jag is, a severe electrical fire.
Yeah, which is exactly what happens with Jags. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh, well, that makes sense."
Yeah. A guy at work was talking about getting a new used car today, right? And he was looking at two things. He was looking at a 2005 Volkswagen Passat 1.8T, but he would only be the second owner. He'd be buying it from the original owner that was meticulous, or a Lexus ES 300, right? From I think like 2007, 8, something like that. But he'd be like the fourth owner of it.
So here's what I have, and I've come to realize this with the buying the car from the meticulous owner thing.
Yeah.
We always talk about that as like a unallied good idea.
Yeah.
I'm here to say counterpoint, it's a terrible idea.
Why?
Because I am not as meticulous as that person.
So it's instantly meeting a state of decay?
Yes, and you don't know if the meticulousness is what kept that car going.
Right.
If it has inherent problems.
Right.
And I am just, we know, not going to be as good at keeping it up.
Right.
So I think what you want to do is find a car that is owned by someone who is just a little bit worse at car maintenance than you.
Okay.
Just a little bit worse.
Okay.
You don't want someone who's neglected it.
Right.
Who's like, oil change.
Right, exactly. You have to change that?
No. You want someone who's just a little bit worse at taking care of their car than you.
Okay.
So like if you get into a used car and it has like plastic seat covers.
Right.
And it's just kept up to a level that you won't be able to continue.
Right.
Walk away. Walk away. And this is what I should have done with both of my cars. This is what I should have, because I bought both my cars from meticulous owners.
Sure.
And they both broke immediately after I got them.
Which meant that it was the meticulousness and energy that was keeping it up, not the car itself.
Right.
It's not a self-sustaining structure.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So what I should have done.
But here comes the 8th owner Camry that still passes emissions.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you need the car that's owned by someone who, like, you get into it and right away something irritates you, but not enough to make you say,
Here's the question, though.
Yeah.
Is there any way you yourself follow this advice?
No. No way.
Team Clearcoat. Do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah, because we do terribly.
Yeah. We're the proverbial parents doing ecstasy on the weekend while yelling at their teenage kids to not go to
about the dangers of caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. Ian,
I don't know. I think it's an interesting way of thinking about it.
No, you are completely right. I just like the fact that you're pontificating and have no intent to heed.
Well, partly because just a little bit worse at car maintenance than me is basically just willfully crashing it. So that wouldn't work.
Well,
But for you, I think that's what you want.
a little bit worse at car maintenance than you is getting out of it before it's come to a complete stop.
God, this show really is just like, Ian, what's up with that dude? That's the title for this show.
No. The mere fact that your R32 is still running, even though you can't drive it right now for the time being.
I can't, which
But-
is really irritating. I'm going to have to move it for street sweeping in the morning.
Do you want me to move it?
No, I'll move it.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. It's kind of a...
You're using
mind.
that as a test to see if you can go karting? Huh. Didn't see that one coming.
I just want to see how the pedal feels. It's about the same amount of pressure.
Ian. What are we even doing here? What's the show, Ian?
I mean, I never claimed to be smart. I have never, ever claimed that.
I don't know if this is the episode we wanted, but it's the episode we needed.
It's the episode it's the episode we deserve, for sure.
Yeah. TeamClearCoat. It's the internet's problem now. We keep seeing these parallels to us,
Yeah.
right? The Phaeton in the hospital parking lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could just be that we're self-absorbed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ian, I think we did a car show.
I think we did a car show.
yeah.
I think remind the people of your new project.
720-515-1931. The TeamClearCoat My Eyes Automotive Crisis Line. If you see some shit on the street and you need to be talked down asynchronously,
Yeah.
call that number. Let us know what you see. Let us know what you want. Let us know why it's upsetting you. If it's a car stanza, report it.
Or exciting you. It could
Yeah.
be even if it's exciting you to the point where driving is now dangerous and
Right.
you need to get it off your chest.
Or you're having a pants crisis.
A pants crisis that could happen too. You need to call in and let us know, and we will probably maybe read your voicemail on the show.
No, I want
Or
to
play. We'll play the
We'll play
voicemail.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, we
we'll
can
play
play
the
the voicemail.
voicemails. Yeah,
We can also get texts at that number, can't we?
Yeah, we can get texts, and we have gotten a few.
Yeah.
And no, we're not. We're not selling jewelry,
Yeah.
and nobody can sell us protein shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian. Yeah. So that's the TeamClearCoat My Eyes Automotive Crisis Counseling Line, right?
Yeah. Please call it. Let us know. What is the number again?
720-515-1931.
I refuse to memorize that.
It's easy.
Anyway, so
I was looking for numbers that would spell something, you
Yeah.
know, but all those are taken by bots. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
And what else?
TeamClearCoat@gmail.com. Send us FMK cars. Send us anything else.
TeamClearCoat.com.
Yep. Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff.
Yes,
Keep an eye on our YouTube channel over the next couple weeks.
please do.
Yep.
Because
We love you. Yep. Right? Ian?
I'm probably going to go karting.
That's fucking stupid. There's no other word for that. There's no other word for that.
I love you guys. Goodbye.